Hello IP students. Today our topic is computer networking and this is networking part 1. So what is computer network? A computer network is a collection of interconnected computers. So computer network is a collection of interconnected computers and other devices which are able to communicate with each other and share hardware and software resources. So that is the purpose of computer networking, that we want if we want to share hardware or software resources, we use generally computer network. Or second definition is that the collection of interconnected computers is also called as computer networking. So network. So basically computer network is a collection of interconnected computers. And third important point regarding to this is two computers are said to be interconnected if they are capable of sharing and exchanging informations. And when we say that two computers are interconnected, it means they are capable of sharing and exchanging information. So this is the definition of computer network. So there are three important points regarding to computer network. First is a computer network is a collection of interconnected computers. And when we say that interconnected computers, it means that two computers are capable of sharing and exchanging information, and the collection of interconnected computers is called as computer network. So this is an example of computer network. This is a server, different types of different there are three different computers connected to this server, and a printer is also connected to this server. So three computers and a server is connected to three computers and a printer is connected are connected to a server. So that is an example of computer network. Now let us see a definition again. Here the definition says that the computer network is a collection of interconnected computers and other devices which are able to communicate with each other and share hardware and software resources. So the main purpose of computer network is to share hardware and software resources. So there is a single printer here in this diagram, and if you want to share this printer among these three computers, then we can use computer network. And uses of networking, why we use networking? First of all, resource sharing, because we have a limited amount of resource. For example, in this case, in previous case, there is only a single printer, and if you want to connect it each and every computer, then it is very difficult task. So we actually share this single printer to each and every computer, and this is possible using computer networking. So this is called as resource sharing. So resource sharing means to make all programs, data and peripheral means input and output devices, and storage devices are also called as peripherals, available to anyone on the network irrespective of the physical location of the resources and the user. Second is reliability. Reliability means to keep a copy of a file on two or more different machines. So if one of them is unavailable due to some hardware crash or any other, then it other copy can be used. So second point is reliability. Using computer network, we can share our data from one computer to another, and in if any case any computer or hardware crash, then we actually save our data. And third is cost factor. So third important point is cost factor. Cost factor means it greatly reduce the cost since the resources can be shared. Since the resources can be shared, so it basically reduce the cost. For example, if we want to share a printer among 20 computers using a networking, then we don't require each and every we don't require different printers for different computers. And last point regarding to this using uses of networking is communication medium. Communication of medium means one can send messages, and whatever the changes at one end are done can be immediately noticed at another. So that is another important point. One can send message and whatever the change at one end are done can be immediately noticed at another. So that is the last point regarding to uses of networking. So there are four basic uses of computer network. First of all, resource sharing. Second is reliability. Third is cost factor, and fourth is communication media. Next is advantage of computer network. Why we use computer network? Because of resource sharing. We want to share a resource. In the previous example, as I told you that we want to share a printer among different computers, then it is possible only due to a computer network. And second, of course, cost saving. It reduces the cost because resources are sharing. Third is collaborative user interaction. Different users are interacted to each other using computer network. So this is another advantage of computer network. Time saving. It saves our time because different users are connected to each other. So basically it share our time. And increase storage capabilities are also increased because data can be shared from one computer to another. And basically this increase the storage capability of a computer network. These are the some advantage regarding to the computer network. Next is evolution of networking. In 1969 the first network come into existence, that is called ARPANET. ARPANET is also called as Advanced Research Project Agency Network. This is a very important point, and maybe asked in your examination, what is the full form of ARPANET? ARPANET, Advanced Research Project Agency Network. And in mid 80s, NSFNET, National Science Foundation Network. And in 1990, the inter-networking of ARPANET, NSFNet, and other private network resulted into Internet. So the basic role by ARPANET in Internet, and combination of ARPANET, NSFNet, and other private network resulted into an internet. So what is internet? Internet actually is a collection of different types of networks. So we can also say that it is a network of networks. It is a network of networks. And the foundation, its foundation is given by ARPANET, ARPANET, in 1969. Full form is Advanced Research Project Agency Network. This is a diagram which tells the story about internet. Evolution of networking. So as we know that in 1969 first network come into existence. ARPANET is the first network, and its full form is Advanced Research Project Agency Network. In mid 80s, NSFNet, National Science Foundation Network. And in 1990 the internetworking of ARPANET, NSFNet, and other private network resulted into internet. So this is the evolution of network. Now there are some important points regarding to the computer networks. First of all, what is internet? Internet is the network of networks, because as I told you that different networks are a part of internet, such as ARPANET, NSFNet. So internet is a network of networks. It is the smallest definition of internet. Second is interspace. What is interspace? Interspace is a client server software program. So it is a client server software program that allows multiple users to communicate online with real-time audio, video, and text chat in dynamic 3D environment. So first of all, interspace is a client server software program. Second point, it allows multiple users. So multiple users communicate using interspace, and multiple users communicate online with real-time audio, video, and text chat in 3D environment, three-dimensional environment. So this is called the interspace. So definition is can be divided into two parts. First of all, it is a client server software program. Second is it allows multiple users to communicate online with real-time audio, video, and text chat in dynamic 3D environment. So This is a definition of interspace. Next is nodes. Nodes are sometimes also called as workstations. So what is nodes? The term nodes refers to the computer that are attached to a network and are seeking to share the second point is nodes, sometimes also called as workstation. The term nodes refers to the computers that are attached to a network and are seeking to share the resources of the network. So computers that are connected or that are part of a computer network are also called as nodes or sometimes called as workstation. So next definition is next important point is backbone. A backbone is a central interconnecting structure that connects two or more networks, just like the trunk of a tree or spine of a human being. So backbone is basically a central interconnecting structure and that connect two or more networks. Next is server. A server is a computer that facilitates the sharing of data, software, and hardware resources, that is printer, modems, etc. on the network. So server is a computer and it facilitates the sharing of data, software, and hardware resources. Next is a server can be of two types. First of all, non-dedicated server, and second one is dedicated server. So non-dedicated servers are not completely dedicated to cause of serving. Such server can facilitate the resource sharing among workstations on a proportionality smaller scale, and the small networks using such servers are known as peer-to-peer network. So non-dedicated servers, as the name suggests, non-dedicated servers means they are not dedicated to serve uh, as a server, and these are work as a resource sharing and among different workstations. And the small network using such server are known as peer-to-peer networks. So network using this type of server, non-dedicating servers, are also called as peer-to-peer networks. Second is dedicated server. In dedicated server system, one system is reserved for server's job and it works on the principle of master-slave relationship. So there is a master-slave relationship. Server acts as a master and rest computers that is also called as nodes or work as a slave. So master-slave relationship will follow by dedicated server and is used as in large network systems. So in large network system, dedicated server are used. So there are two different types of server: non-dedicated and dedicated. Dedicated server work as on the principle of master-slave relationship, while non-dedicated server work as a resource sharing among different workstation or nodes. So these are the two different types of servers. And one important thing regarding to non-dedicated server is non-dedicated server basically apply in peer-to-peer network. Next is NIC. NIC is also called as network interface card. So a network interface card is also known as NIC. It is an interpreter that helps establish communication between the server and the workstations. Any computer which has to be a part of computer network must have an NIC installed in it. NIC is a networking device. Networking device is will be discussed in our next lecture. But here there is a little bit introduction about NIC. NIC basically refers for network interface card, and a network interface card is a part of network computer network workstation system, or sometimes called as workstation nodes. So each and every node connected to a network must have network interface card in it. Without NIC network interface card, networking is not possible. Next important thing is MAC address and IP address. So the question is how we can identify computer and users over a network. So we can identify computers and users over a network using network address, and network address are basically are of two type: MAC address and second is IP address. Full form of MAC address is Media Access Control Address. Media Access Control Address. So the NIC manufacturer assign a unique physical address to each NIC card, and this physical address is known as MAC address. So each NIC, as I told you that NIC is an important networking devices used in computer networking. Nodes must have NIC card. Without NIC card, data cannot be shared from one computer to another using computer network. And NIC manufacturer companies assign a unique address that is also called as MAC address, Media Access Control Address. And this is a physical address, and it is a unique address assigned to each NIC card. So there is an example of NIC card here. This is a example of NIC card here. The prefix 00A0C9 indicates that the manufacturer is Intel Corporation. So first part, basically this first part of MIC represent the description of manufacturer, and in this case manufacturer is Intel, and the last three numbers 14C835 are given by the manufacturer, that is given by Intel in this case to this NIC, and this is unique. This is unique. So this is a MIC address, MIC address. So first part basically define the gives us detail about the manufacturer, and last three digits shows the unique address of NIC, network interface card. So this is MAC address, media access control address. Most important thing is that it is a physical address, and this address is a part of every NIC card and provided by hardware manufacturer. And first half represent the information about manufacturer, and second part represent the information of NIC, and it is a unique number given by the manufacturer. In this case, manufacturer is Intel. Next address is IP address. So each machine is a network has another unique identification number. It is also a unique number, but first one is physical address, and second IP address is basically a logical address and called as IP address. So an IP address is a group of 4 bytes. Actually, 4 bytes means 32-bit, each of which can be a number from 0 to 255. And a typical IP address look like this. This is an IP address. So it is a combination of 4 bytes or 32 bits. Number starts from 0 to 255. On a network, IP address of a machine is used to identify it. MAC address is used only when a specific machine is to be targeted. For example, suppose we want to block a specific PC to access some network resources. If we use the PC's IP address, then the PC is not blocked permanently, as its IP address may change when it connects to the network next time. Instead, we use the PC's MAC address for this purpose. So there are three important points. First of all, IP address is a logical address. Second thing, it is a unique address. Third important point regarding to IP address, it is a address of 4 byte means 32-bit, and this address is provided by service provider, network service, internet service provider, ISP. So if we want to block a computer, if we want to completely block a computer in a network, then it is possible to block only using MAC address. If you use IP address to block a particular for a particular computer in a computer network system, then it basically block for a certain period of time, and when IP address change, then next time next time computer system can use different resources to block permanent computer system in a computer network. We use MAC address. So MAC address is a physical address. MAC address cannot be changed, but IP address can be changed. So this is another important point regarding to MAC address and IP address. So now we can easily compare between MAC address and IP address. MAC address is media access control address, and IP address internet protocol address. And MAC address is a physical address. It is a essential part of all NIC network interface card, and which is a network devices held by different computer workstations in a computer network. An IP address is also a unique address, but this can be changed, and this is a address of 32-bit, means 4 byte, and it is a logical address. So that is the difference between IP address and logical address. Now using MAC address and IP address, we can easily identify computers and users over internet. And if you want to block a computer permanently, you can use MAC address. Next is IP address versus MAC address. There is a comparison between MAC address and IP address. So the IP address is assigned by the network administrator. So there is a comparison between IP address and MAC address. The IP address is assigned by the network administrator or the internet service provider. So IP address can be provided by network administrator or internet service provider, while the MAC address is assigned by the manufacturer. And this is a very important point. Second important point is that if a computer is transferred from one network to another, its IP address get changed, whereas the MAC address remains the same. So that is another important point. So these 2 points are very important as far as difference is concerned. MAC address is media access control and address, and IP address is internet protocol address. So IP address can be changed, but in MAC address cannot be changed. MAC address cannot be changed during during its life of NIC card. And NIC card basically is a network interface card. It's a part of all computer system or nodes or workstation of a computer network. And second important thing is that MAC address, as I told you, is a physical address, while IP address is a logical address. When we say that it is a logical address, it means that it can be changed, and but physical address cannot be changed. And physical address is provided by its manufacturer of NIC card, but IP address can be provided by internet service provider such as Airtel, Jio, Vodafone, and network administrator. So when we actually uh, change computer network, or a computer is transferred from one network to another, so its IP address also changed. But MAC address can never be changed if we change computer network. So that is another difference between IP address and MAC address. Now I think difference between IP address and MAC address is quite clear to all of you. So now let us take a quick revision of all these points which we learned in this lecture. First of all, computer network. So what is computer network? Computer network is a collection of interconnected computers. And what is the meaning of interconnected computer? The collection of interconnected computer is also called as computer network. And two computers are said to be interconnected if they are capable of sharing and exchanging information. And one important thing is that computer network is a collection of interconnected computer and other devices. Other devices means for example printer, which are able to communicate with each other. So this is an example of So this is an example of computer network system. In this we can easily see that this these are four computers, and this is another computer, and these two computers also interconnected to each other. All these computers are connected to a server, and there is a printer also. Printer is also connected to a server. So that is an example of computer network. Uses of networking: resource sharing, reliability, cost factor, and communication medium. And as far as advantages are concerned, resource sharing, cost saving, collaborative user interaction, time saving, increased storage. Next is evolution of networking. In 1969, Arpanet, after that NSFnet. Arpanet is the first network which came into existence, so it is a very important question regarding to competitive examination and 1 mark question. Full form is also full form can also be asked in examination. So Arpanet stands for Advanced Research Project Agency Network. And in 1990, the networking of Arpanet, NSFnet, and other private networks resulted into Internet. Some important term: Internet is a network of networks. Interspace is a client server software which allows multiple users to communicate online. Nodes or workstations are computers attached to a network. Backbone is a central interconnecting structure that connects two or more networks. Server is basically a computer, facilitate the sharing of data, software and hardware. Server can be categorized into two different categories: non-dedicated server and dedicated server. As the name suggests, non-dedicated server. So non-dedicated servers are not completely dedicated to cause of serving. That's why it is called non-dedicating server. And small network using such servers known as peer-to-peer networks. And dedicated server system: one system is reserved for server's job and it works on principles of master-slave relationship. So dedicated server works on the principle of master-slave relationship. And non-dedicated server basically use as a service facilitator, only facilitator of resource sharing only. Then NIC card. NIC card is a network interface card, and this card is a part of each and every node connected to a computer system. Address contained by NIC card is MAC address, and it is a unique address. First part define the information of a manufacturer, and second part unique address given by manufacturer. And it is a physical address, it cannot be changed. Second is IP address. IP address is a logical address, and IP address is basically provided by internet service provider or network administrator. And IP address can also be changed. And when we change a network and we change a computer system from one network to another, then IP address can also be changed. But during this time, MAC address cannot be changed. So MAC address is a permanent address of a computer system, and IP address can also be changed um, different in different networks, and we use different networks. So this is all about computer network part 1. These are some important terminology regarding to computer network. I hope you understand all these terms, and write down the main points regarding to computer network from beginning. Definition of computer network, after that its advantage and uses of networking, and after that Arpanet definition and full form of Arpanet, and year 1969. It is a good question for your general knowledge also. And after that some important term: interspace is an important term. It is client server software which allows multiple users to communicate in 3D environment, and users can communicate online using audio, video or text chat. Node or workstations are the computer systems connected, so this is another important. Then server types of server are also very important, non-dedicated and dedicated server. Then NIC card, NIC can be discussed in our next lecture also. So in our next lecture we discuss uh, about different network devices. And then MAC address and IP address. Always remember the difference between MAC address and IP address. And one important difference is that MAC address is a physical address provided by manufacturer of NIC, and IP address is a logical address provided by internet service provider or by computer administrator, computer network administrator. So these are the two important points regarding to IP address and MAC address.